let's talk about the South Carolina Gamecocks schedule preview, knowing that the first college football game is this weekend, but the regular season really starts on the 30th. But let's just go over the schedule real quick, and let's see if you guys have any disagreements. Just type them down in the comments. Starting off with Virginia Tech, I think that Lenore Sellers is just going to be the better quarterback. I think our defense is just better. I think that we get a W there. I think that Kyron Jones is great. I think he's good. I just don't think Virginia Tech's going to be able to keep up. South Carolina State, easy W. I think we take care of business there. It's a home game too, so I think that's really easy. Vanderbilt being a home game as well. I think that Pavia, I think that he's going to play better. They lost a lot of talent as well. So I think that it could go both ways, but I think that South Carolina is going to take a W here. At Missouri, it's going to be a hard game. I think that personally, Missouri's lost a lot of talent. I think that they're going to take a step back defensively and offensively. So I think that South Carolina is going to take the W here, starting out the season 4-0. We got Kentucky at home. Statistically, Shane Beamer has won 3 times in a row against Kentucky. So I think, that we have a chance to really keep going. I think that it's still our year. It's still our time. I don't think Kentucky is going to be very good this year. I think this is the end for Brooks Stoops. I think that he's probably going to get fired, if not midway through the season, definitely at the end. So I think the Gamecocks start off 5-0. Now, LSU, South Carolina, if I'm not corrected, has not beaten LSU at Death Valley. I think the last time we played them was in 2009 at Death Valley, and I think we got obliterated. Last year was a close game. Of course, it was at home. Road environment, really hard place to play. Probably one of the toughest places to play in all of college football, definitely in the SEC. I think that we get handed our first L here, unfortunately. Then we got Oklahoma at home. I personally think that this is a get-back game and get-right game after LSU. I think that we show, the country and, everybody that, just because we lost, that's not the end of us. I think we come back and get a big W, against Oklahoma. Alabama at home, this is a toss-up game for me. I think that this could go both ways. I think that if we play really good and Lenoris gets going and Dylan Stewart and the defense, Brian Thomas and all them, they get going, Judge Collier and DQ Smith, and Kilgore gets going, on the defense. I think it's a very, very toss-up game. I think Ty Simpson is a good quarterback. We'll see how he performs, starting for the first time. I think Ryan Williams is going to be an X factor in that game. We'll see. But I think it's a toss-up for me. So I'm probably going to give it to Alabama. So we're 7-2. But it's a toss-up for me. At Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss is going to take a drastic step back. With Jackson Dart leaving, Juice Wells leaving, everybody leaving from their team. I just think that the quarterback Simmons, he's good. He had some flashes last year, but I just don't think that they're up to the par with us. I know it's at Ole Miss. It's a hard environment to play, but I think we take care of business there. At Texas A&M, I think that's going to be a hard game as well. Realistically, I think that we're going to lose that one. Kyle Field is really, really hard to play at. I think Marcel Reed is going to take a step forward in progress. So I think that's going to be hard. I just don't see us coming out of Kyle Field with the win. But you never know. Then we have Coastal Carolina. I think this is just a get-back game, a get-right game before Clemson. Just trying to get ready for that game. I think that, Coastal Carolina, we cruise through easy dub. And then our last game of the season is Clemson. I think that we have a really, really good chance to capitalize the season. I think that we can definitely take care of Clemson. Kate Klubnik, he's really good. They're coming back. They still have Antonio Williams and a lot of other people on that team. I'm just hoping that we can just show if Lewis Sellers gets going and gets good, I think that we have a chance to win that game. And, I think that we'll do really good with that. My prediction is around 9-3. I think our floor is probably around 8-4, and I think our ceiling is 10-2. I think that we have a really good chance of making it to the playoffs, and I think that we can really show people, what we're made of this season, and that last season was not a fluke, and that we really are a good team. But that's our schedule preview. If you guys want me to do some other teams, let me know. If you guys disagree in the comments, let me know. Thanks.